Are you thinking about moving to St. Augustine? Well, if you are, I'm going to cover 21 things that you need to know about moving here to our beautiful town. And we're going to cover all the good and all the bad here, everything that you need to know, and a couple of things, a couple of secrets that only the locals know. And we're going to get after it right now. What's up, everybody? This is Thomas with Keller Williams here in St. Augustine, Florida. And if you're looking for everything you need to know about eating, working, sleeping, and the 21 things to know before moving here to our beautiful city, then this is the video for you. So tap that subscribe button below, like the video, and comment. Remember, we have videos coming out every single week, so make sure you subscribe so you stay tuned on everything going on here in St. Augustine. We have people reaching out every day with additional questions, so if you have any additional questions, go ahead and reach out to me, whether that's a call, a text, or email. It goes directly to my phone, and I'm here for you. Now, these are not necessarily in order of rank to most important to least important or least important to most important, but to make sure you guys watch the whole entire video, I did put a couple of the gems at the very end, so make sure you stay tuned. The first thing I wanted to cover is going to be Southern hospitality. So if you're relocating to our area, like myself, I moved from New York down here, and it is a lot different than the culture up there in New York. You know, in New York, you go to the corner store and you get your things and you say hi, bye, and you go. It's very quick. People got places to go. They got subway trains to catch. You can't be late. Here is a completely different vibe. I went to Publix one of the first weeks that I moved here, and Publix is our local grocery store here, at least the one that I frequent. And I go in there, and the cashier is asking me, "How's your day?" "Oh, okay. What plans do you have this weekend?" The conversation is going on for easily over 5 minutes, and I'm in line. People are in line, and I'm sitting there. I'm answering. I'm a very polite person. I'm not confrontational, but I'm sitting there answering questions. In my head, I'm thinking like, "Oh my God, I gotta go." But in reality, I didn't have to go anywhere. It's just so unnatural to me to have someone ask me those questions. And now I've softened up a lot. You know, you live in the city for a couple of years, you just, it's not that you're mean, but you have things to do, you have a lot of things on your mind, so it's just a different hustle and bustle than it is here in St. Augustine. So the Southern hospitality is definitely here, and it is definitely a lot nicer. Everyone here is very, very nice and very welcoming. The next thing I wanted to cover is, if you're a fan of architecture, then we have some beautiful, beautiful buildings here in St. Augustine, and structures as well. The Bridge of Lions is beautiful, and it is a drawbridge that lets sailboats go through, so very, very picturesque, especially if you can catch sunrise or sundown. We do also have homes that were built, well, not homes, they're not commercial spaces, that were built in the Colonial Quarter in downtown St. Augustine. So those old style homes that are lining St. George Street, that old Spanish style is there, which is very, very unique and cool. You also have Flagler College, which was originally started by Henry Flagler. It was a hotel, but now that is Flagler College, but is also one of the architectural wonders of our little city here. The next thing I wanted to cover is going to be the geographical location of St. Augustine. A lot of people don't know where it's at. We're just south of Jacksonville. We're in the northeastern part of Florida. So if you were to section off Florida into quadrants, we're in the top right corner of Florida. Really only about an hour and a half away from Georgia. Florida is a huge state, especially if you're going north to south. But we're in that northeastern portion. We're right between the Atlantic Ocean and also the St. Johns River. One important point that I wanted to cover, and this is really important for you people from New York and New Jersey moving down here, is, can you still get a good bagel? And the answer is yes. I mean, aside that there's tons of people that are from New York and New Jersey that live in our area, you can still get a really, really great bagel like from home. So what they do here is they actually change the pH of the water to match that of New York water. So is it the same? Of course it's not the same, but they're getting really, really close, and everything bagels at a lot of these shops are very good. The next topic is going to be football, whether it is Pop Warner football, high school football, college, or the NFL. Florida in general is crazy about football. Northeastern Florida, St. Augustine is definitely crazy about their football. The football teams here for high school, I'm pretty sure they go to states like every other year. So if you do have a child that's interested in a good football program, then that might be the one thing that pulls you to our area here. If you're just a fan of football, Tampa Bay is only 3 to 4 hours away from us, and we have Jacksonville Jaguars about an hour north of us. Now, I think at the time of this shooting, they're 0-3. But if you've ever been to a game, if you've ever been to a tailgate, it's still a lot of fun, and every other team comes through too. So if you do have a team from a different area that you want to see, you can catch them at the Jag Stadium. The next thing that I wanted to talk about, which is going to be the 16th thing, is traffic. So if you're moving from a large metropolitan area, New York, LA, Philadelphia, DC, the traffic here is going to be a complete breeze. I mean, even if you're living in Jacksonville, or if you're thinking about moving to Jacksonville, there's 3-4 lane highways everywhere. Everything's pretty much brand new. They're constantly working on it, of course, because they're expanding and repairing, but everything is pretty much brand new. You can get around town very easily. If you're driving 40 minutes, you're more than likely going 40 miles, or at least if you're on the highway. So it's literally a minute a mile. So you're moving really, really quick. Now, if you're going into town, you go to downtown St. Augustine during the high tourist season of summer, and when you get to Night of Lights, traffic is going to be awful down there. The intersection of US 1 and 312 is a sticking point for a lot of people. It triggers the hell out of a lot of people on Facebook groups because of how bad that it's gotten over the years. But if you're from a different area with heavy traffic, the traffic in St. Augustine is going to be nothing. You're going to be like, these guys are complaining about this? This is nothing. But you got to put on their goggles too. They've been living here and they've seen how the traffic has increased and increased and increased. The next thing I wanted to cover on the 21 things you got to know before moving to St. Augustine is going to be the St. Johns County School District. St. Augustine is within St. Johns County, and it comprises the majority of the county. But the St. Johns County School District is the #1 school district here in the state of Florida. It's won consecutive awards year over year for just being a great school. And it's like one of 2, I think, that have done it for 10 years consecutively. So that is actually a big reason why people move here, for familial reasons, but also for work, because they are a very large employer here in St. Augustine too, in terms of the St. Johns County School District. The next point, and this is for my music fans, is going to be the live music scene here in St. Augustine. Now, we're not getting the brand new names that, like, right when they come out and they're the hottest thing. We're not going to see Bad Bunny here, or maybe Kanye West at St. Augustine Amphitheater, but we are pulling a lot of great names that they're hot, they're still hot, they're still up there, but they're just not the newest, hottest thing in the world. So recently Incubus just came through there, Revolution came through there. I know John Legend's supposed to play, I think, a concert this month or next month. So they have some really great names coming into that amphitheater, and that's actually our main venue here in St. Augustine. But if you're just looking for, I just want to go grab a beer and watch a local band, there's tons of places to do that here, and there's live music almost every single night here in St. Augustine, somewhere in the area. So you can definitely find that if that's what you're looking to do. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you got a little bit of value out of this video, please do me that solid and tap that subscribe button below. Like the video and comment if you have any additional questions about things you should or might know before moving here to our area. We got videos coming out every single week, so make sure you tap that subscribe button so you stay in the know about St. Augustine. The next thing that we get a lot of questions about is going to be the beach, and I'll just sum it up real quick. Yes, you can bring your dog to the beach. They have to be on a leash, but if you spend 5 minutes on the beach, you're going to see that tons of people don't put their dogs on the leash. The one thing I would say is if you feel confident in your relationship with your dog and you don't want them on the leash, they're going to come at your command, then do your thing, rock out. But if you're not, just put them on the leash and you'll still have a great time. The other question that we get is, can you drive on the beach? And the answer to that is yes. There's 2-wheel drive and there's 4-wheel drive. The beach is going to recommend that you do 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. The 2-wheel drive cars, you will get stuck in certain areas. Now, other areas where you'll be fine, of course, but it just depends on the sand of that day. It changes constantly, so there's really no way to accurately gauge it. Anytime I go up, I have an all-wheel drive vehicle. It has about a 6.5, 7-inch clearance, so that's not much at all. But every time I go up to the 2-wheel drive section, and I talk to the attendant there because it is $10 to get on. I have a beach pass, so I can get on year-round for $50. But I ask the attendant, hey, how's it looking out there today? Do you think I'm going to have a problem or what, just to get a feel for it. And they're like, you know what, today's a good day for you. You know what, you should go home. You should just go park at the public parking and walk onto the beach. So there are a couple options if you're not looking to drive on the beach as well. Also, we are about 30 minutes from Jacksonville. Now, Jacksonville's a huge city, so it just depends where you're going in Jacksonville. If you're looking to go to the airport from St. Augustine, it's probably going to be about an hour to get there. But if you're looking to do another event or an attraction here in Florida, we're geographically located to a ton of things. If you wanted to go to the zoo up in Jacksonville, it's only about an hour away from St. Augustine. If you wanted to go to Daytona 500, 45 minutes to an hour depending on traffic. If you want to go to Disney, you're looking at 2 hours depending on 2.5 hours depending on traffic. So there's a lot of things that you can do within our local area that is drivable and is still really close for a day trip if you're looking to have some fun. The next thing that I wanted to cover, and it's something that we get a lot of questions about, is the local wildlife. Yes, we have dolphins out there, we have manatees. You can go down to Marine World and you can swim with the dolphins and learn everything there is to know about the animals here in our area. But there is also the verse side of that, where you have sharks, you have gators, you have mosquitoes, you have snakes, you have all those things that come with a subtropical environment, and they are existing here in St. Augustine. Now, from my personal experience, I've only seen 2 to 3 gators out in the wild, and maybe they were 2.5 to 3 feet long, so they weren't very big. Now, these are just a couple of tips for me, but I'm just going to encompass this in one point known as cars. There's no inspections on vehicles down here. That is something that you do see a lot up north, but here there's no inspections. You do have to register your car every 2 years, but there's no inspections every single year to figure out what's wrong or what emissions are going on with your car. That just doesn't happen. Which is really nice, but also then you'll see a car burn on the side of the road and you're like, Florida, okay, that makes sense. Another thing that's completely different in New York than here is going to be you can actually turn right on red. I know a lot of people don't do that up there and it's not allowed by law, but here you're totally allowed to do it. And it's encouraged because we want to get to where we're going. The next point, which is still within that car point, is if you are driving down here, it's important to note, if a cop has someone pulled over on the shoulder, you need to slow down 20 miles below the speed limit or move over into the next lane, the far left lane. If you don't, they're going to pull you over for a ticket because that's against the law here. And, listen, I honestly, my grandfather told me it happened to him. He told me it was 10 miles per hour, and I actually got pulled over. I went 10 miles per hour under the speed limit, got pulled over, told the cop, I thought it was 10. He's like, nope. Ticket. So the ninth thing I want to talk about is the festivals that they hold here in St. Augustine. They just had Sing Out Loud Festival this past month, which is a series of concerts that St. Augustine holds and presents for the people that live here. It's kind of the end of summer and kind of our cap to the end of summer, and a way for locals to get back out and enjoy our beautiful town while the tourists aren't here. They also have Rhythm and Ribs Festival. That's coming up in a couple months. They normally have it in spring, but COVID kind of forced things around. They have neighborhood festivals like Lincolnville Porch Fest. They have plethora of different seafood festivals, plethora of different things that you want to do if you want to get outside, if you want to go to like a little carnival or something. They're all around here. They have fairgrounds, they have festivals, not every day, but of course very frequently because of the heritage, like Irish, St. Patty's Day. They're also having a Latin festival next year too. So they're really expanding on everything that you can do and how much fun you can have in the city. Ooh, and this one's a big one. If you're moving here, obviously you're moving to a coastal town, but we get fresh local seafood every single day here in St. Augustine, and we're really blessed to have some of the best seafood in the area. I go over to Kyle's Seafood, and it's really just a great shop. You go there, they have everything lined up, prices on the wall, and it's like, hey, what do you want? I want this pounds of mahi, this many pounds of shrimp, and they load you up, and you walk out with a bag of fresh fish. So it's really my favorite place to go, and the difference between fresh shrimp and frozen shrimp is completely different. If you don't know, then you got to get on it. Go down to Kyle. Another thing that's really important to note about Florida in general, but St. Augustine, because we're in Florida, is that we have no state income tax. So if you are being taxed to the teeth, like some of our northern friends, this is a great place for you. There's no state income tax. You don't have to file state taxes whenever tax time comes, just federal. That's it. That's all you got to do. And I've covered this point before in other videos. I actually have a whole other video on it. But the weather here in St. Augustine, it's really important to note if you're moving from a completely different area, maybe the north or maybe California, something like that. But we are in a subtropical climate here, so it is humid a lot of the time. During the summer, July, August, it gets really, really hot. Over 90s for sure, but also 100% humidity. So you walk out and you are in a sweat blanket. It is hot during that time. The rest of the year, we really have favorable weather. I think the average for this month is like 85 degrees with a low of like 65. So really and the humidity is not so bad either. So it's really a great, the rest of the year, aside from summer, the weather is perfect. You do have hurricanes too, but honestly, we've been really, really lucky. Our average wind speed here in northeastern Florida is 110 miles per hour. So we don't get hit with hurricanes as hard as like southern Florida, where their average hurricane speed is like 160. So we're really, really lucky just based on the geography of our little town here. One of the most important points is going to be housing prices. Now, St. Augustine is a suburb of Jacksonville, and Jacksonville is it just became a metro, and it's one of the newer metropolitan areas in the United States, but it just went to 1.55 million people. So if you're comparing us to other metros within the country, we're about $200,000 cheaper on average in terms of sale price for a home. So if you're looking for a deal and also still getting the metropolitan vibe, then St. Augustine's a suburb of Jacksonville, but if you're looking in Jax, I can help out as well. My fourth point is purely just an observation. I no stats on how safe St. Augustine is. This is just me, my personal opinion. I'd live anywhere in St. Augustine, but St. Augustine loves their police. If you drive 10 miles, you're going to see 3 or 4 cop cars within that time. And, maybe that's why I feel so comfortable here in St. Augustine and that I can literally go anywhere and have no problem. But that's just my personal opinion. The third thing to know if you're relocating to St. Augustine is going to be it is a tourist town. That is the lifeblood of our little city here. So the tourism industry, the food services industry is huge here in St. Augustine. So if you're a restaurateur or if maybe you hate tourists, that's a really important thing to know, because there's ebbs and flows of when the tourism's at its peak and when it's at its lowest. And one of the main things that's important if you're relocating to the area is, what's the food like? Does it suck or is it good? And we've actually, our food, drink, we've won awards for having the best pizza. So if you're from New York, we have some of the best pizza here in the area. I was born in Brooklyn myself. My fiance is from New Jersey. So I'd say we have a pretty good consensus on what we like here. I'm going to come out with a video that has my favorite pizza places here in the area, and I'm going to compile all that into one video. But Carmelo's is my go-to because that's the one that's right around the corner. But Pizza Time on St. George Street won TripAdvisor's #2 pizza in the country several years back. Citygate just won this past year the #2 distillery in the entire country. And my friend's a manager there, and they really do some great things over at Citygate. And if you're looking to get some free alcohol, they do a free tasting of pretty much everything. They give you some half shots, so it's like probably 3 shots altogether, but you get a good fill of what you're looking for. And also you literally can't walk out the door without getting a bottle there. You'll find something you like. And the last thing I wanted to cover on the 21 things you need to know about St. Augustine before moving here is going to be that people really love this town. And if you live in this town, you know that you take tremendous pride in being a part of this community, being a part of how clean our beaches are, how welcoming everyone is here, of our food and restaurant scene here in St. Augustine. Everyone really loves what's going on in our town, how it's grown in the past 10 years. The traffic, not so much, but if you're looking at the food scene, the music scene, just the overall living of people here in the area, we really have a great little fun town here with something for everyone. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you got a little bit of value out of this video and I entertained you a bit with some of my personal stories. If you did, please do me that solid and tap that subscribe button below. Like the video and comment if you have any additional questions that maybe I didn't cover here in the video. We have people reaching out to us all the time, so whether that's a call, a text, or an email, it all goes directly to my phone. So if you have any more questions about things you should know before you move, go ahead and reach out to me, whether that's a call, text, or email. I'm here for you.